Hi, oil campers. My name is Sarah Sipos, and I am going to introduce a little bit about myself. I've been using essential oils for about 5 years. I'm a mom. I have 4 kids, and they are very busy. A little bit about myself. I started using essential oils about 5 years ago, and I had major depression. And one of the byproducts of major depression, or one of the symptoms, is insomnia. And I didn't really realize how bad my insomnia and my depression were. I had insomnia for 8 years, and I thought it was something I had to live with for the rest of my life, that sleeping wasn't really a thing. It happens every 3 or 4 days for me. And I was on different prescriptions, Ambien, all different kinds of over-the-counter medications to try to help me to sleep. Nothing really worked. I was introduced at a class to essential oils, and I fell in love with Elevation and Citrus Bliss. At the time, I was battling with depression and didn't realize how much I needed that in my life until I smelled the oils and was like, oh, I need this. But one of my other symptoms that I was dealing with was insomnia. So I bought a book, a Modern Essentials book, and I looked up insomnia, and it said to use equal parts, 6 drops of lavender and 6 drops of Citrus Bliss. And I thought, what the heck, I'll just try it. I already had the Citrus Bliss. The lavender had come in my kit, so I was ready to go. And it said equal parts, 6 drops. And I put it on my big toe, on my pulse points, and on my navel, and just thought, okay, let's do it. Let's try this. And the first night I slept, and I slept really well, and I thought, oh, that's awesome. That must be magic. It must be a fluke. Well, I continued using it, and I used it for a good month and a half, and every night doing the drops, and I kept doing that. And I discovered it was much easier to put it in a roller ball. So we're going to do that in a minute. And then I discovered I didn't need it as often, and I was sleeping better, and I wasn't needing the combination as much, and I could get away with maybe just lavender, and I could just kind of scale back a little bit. So I wasn't needing it as much, and it was a good 3-month process before I was where I didn't need absolutely have to have it. I could still fall asleep on my own. Then 2 years ago, we moved to Virginia, and I started falling into patterns of not being able to sleep and probably going a little bit into depression. I was missing my friends and missing a lot of parts of my life in California, and so I started having trouble sleeping again. That is when I decided I was going to try using wild orange and lavender in a capsule to give myself a kind of like a sleep aid, a sleeping pill. And I didn't want to go on to any kind of medications or anything. And I was using my diffuser and putting wild orange and lavender in my diffuser and using that, and that was great. And then at convention last year, they came out with my absolute favorite new products, the Serenity Complex and the Serenity Oil, and that went all of my DIYs. I didn't have to do anything anymore because doTERRA made it so easy. This is on my everyday list. Every month we get this on our LRP. This combination right here is my absolute favorite combination. It has, here, let me just show you really quick. They look like these. They have they're green looking, but that's the lavender and the L-theanine, and it also has lemon balm in it. Really, truly, and passion flower and German chamomile. My absolute favorite thing. I don't leave home without this. It's so good. I am gentle. My husband uses this. My daughters use this. We use this every night, really. It has been my savior while I teach an early morning class at my church. And so I am teaching teenagers at 6 a.m. So this is my savior every single night when I'm having a hard time falling asleep. Sometimes I take 2, sometimes I take 1, sometimes I don't need anything at all. I kind of judge it on if I'm not falling asleep quick enough, if I have, you know, maybe a lot of stimulus going on, or I had a late night work or something and I need to wind down quicker. It's just my favorite. This goes in my diffuser. Love my Serenity. Absolutely love my Serenity. It either goes on my, and I put it also in a squirt bottle, and I will squirt down pillows before it goes in a squirt bottle with some water and some baking soda. So that's another DIY, but I'll put that recipe in the comments below. But for this DIY, we are going to do my Citrus Bliss and lavender combination in a roller bottle, because this is really truly what converted me to essential oils 5 years ago and loving them. I love Citrus Bliss. Okay, so equal parts. I'm going to put about 20 drops of Citrus Bliss in and about 20 drops of lavender, and then we're going to top it off with coconut oil, okay? So it comes out super fast sometimes. Okay. Okay. And then we're just gonna top it off. And you have this great blend to go to sleep with, and super highly effective. I use this with my kids, my teenagers. I've used this with my nephews when they've come to stay with us and visit. There it is. Just give it a gentle little swoosh and you are ready to go. This is great for traveling, because I don't know about you, but I don't sleep very good in hotels or traveling really in general. So I definitely like to have my, I take these, so armed with all of these things, I won't leave home without them. I love my Serenity. I absolutely love the Serenity Complex. I love everything about it. And I am so grateful that I found doTERRA so I could get a good night's sleep, because sleeping is so important to our wellness pyramid. I know Sunny's talked about it, and we've talked a lot about the wellness pyramid throughout this week. And it really is an important part of your overall wellness and health and well-being. You know, there's the saying, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. It's kind of true. If mama's not getting sleep, everything is just miserable, and you're miserable. And when we sleep, that is when our body repairs itself. That's when our cells start to regenerate. We need sleep in order for proper weight loss. We need sleep for the proper cells to regenerate in our body, for our aches and our pains and things to just run smoothly, and for our digestive tract to run smoothly. We need sleep. And if we're not getting a decent amount of sleep and a nice deep sleep, your body is not going to repair itself like it's supposed to. So we really need to focus on sleep. And so adding sleep and trying to get more sleep and adding different patterns into your life so you can get more sleep is very, very important. And I can attest to you, after 8 years of not sleeping, how wonderful it is to actually be able to sleep every single night. There's other ways. If you suffer with sleep issues, there are lots and lots of ways that you can help yourself to get a better night's rest. And if you are really interested in learning more about sleep and different things that I have done to get an excellent night's sleep, because I now sleep 7 to 8 hours a night without interruptions, without having to get up. So there are lots of different things that we do. We have a time limit for electronics that get turned off. We have a sound machine so that we can get, have ocean waves playing. And I definitely use this every night, and I use my Serenity, and I use wild orange sometimes to help with calming myself down and to just kind of relax, to get what I call brain chatter, because the lights go off and all of a sudden my brain remembers everything I didn't do during the day, everything I should have said, everything, and it goes on this loop. And so I call it brain chatter. So I love that wild orange and Citrus Bliss kind of help to calm that brain chatter down a little bit in combination with Serenity and lavender. It's just, this is a beautiful mix and it's wonderful. And I really hope that you, if you're having trouble sleeping, that one of these solutions can help work for you. Again, we have, I will be putting the linen spray DIY recipe in the comments. I will also put this in the comments. If you're interested in what I did before the complex came out, I got the veggie caps from doTERRA, and they, by the way, are like super cheap from doTERRA. They're only like $4 for this bottle, which is absolutely amazing. And there's like 160 capsules in this, and it's a phenomenal deal. But I would put probably 2 to 3 drops in a capsule of lavender, and then I would also put 2 to 3 drops of the wild orange in the capsule, and then I would just pop that on, and you hear the little click. And then I would take that, and my children, I would give that to my teenage daughters who had a hard time sleeping too. I will put all of those recipes in the comments below. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments, or feel free to message me if it's something very personal that you would like to discuss more. Anyway, have a great day, and hopefully you'll have a great night's sleep. Have a great day.